So NetBeans doesn't actually feel like working, so we have to do this off of these things. So obviously NetBeans would be appreciated, but like it just doesn't want to work, so I have to use screenshots. So this is a change return program. So this is going to use a series of for loops, or a series of for loops. I say it's going to use a few for loops, a few if statements. It's going to be very basic code really, by like it all strings together nicely. So it's not going to be aesthetically pleasing, but it's going to be like for complete beginners, which is me. So what it does is, this is proof it works. So you input the currency type, so obviously UK, or I'm taking American. Type the amount of money, so I chose that, and then it prints out and outputs how many of each coin type you need. So this basically took some basic maths, literally very basic maths. And that basic maths is to check if there's no division, no remainder. So say when you do the modulus function or the percentage thing, for layman's terms, and you were to run the file, if there was a remainder, then it wouldn't work, or it would work. So here, I'll explain. So in this case, this is Java application 13, input Java util scanner. That's the thing that gets an input from the user. So now, the main part of the code, this is scanner 2, blah blah, really. This is, oh for God's sake. So, scanner 2, next line, blah blah blah. So this is basically getting either an American or a UK input. So it either gets the places America, or it gets the places UK. Obviously I could have probably done this better here, but it's quite nice to just like add this in just to show you know what it does. Like obviously I could have an input thing prompting a user, but overrated. So in this case, if the place equals UK, and here's where the bulk of the code starts, or the main processes. So first of all, we get the amount. Notice how the scanner variable names change. That's because you can't have the same scanner variable name. So it types the amount, it's an int. So now these are 50, 20, 10, 5, 2, and 1. So these are all the coins it could be. So I've set them all to 0. So each time one of the coins are used, it will add 1 to it. So in this case, while done is this one. I swear to God. While done, which is the thing the user inputted, doesn't equal 0, it goes through this. It'll go through as many times as it wants until it equals 0. So here, the first if is if done modulus 50. So say if the remainder is 0, then it will minus 50, and the 50p coins will add by 1. Say if the remainder wasn't 0, it would go into this else if, where it'd check for 20p coins, then it'd move again to 10p coins, then it'd do it again for 5p coins, and so on and so forth until it gets to 1p coins. And obviously by the end of it, it will get the whole amount because it's physically impossible to not get it. And then what it does is it just outputs all of the values. Simple. So it outputs how many 50p's, 20p's, 10p's, 5p's, 2p's, and 1p's. So now you do the exact same block of code, but for America. So obviously this time quarter, dime, nickel, and penny. I don't know what a dime or a nickel equal, so I'm just going to take it as 20 and nickel is 10, and nickel is 2 apparently. So system out, type the amount, scanner sc equals new scanner system doing. Obviously I can use the same variable name here because this is an else if, so you can just do it. These all set to 0 as usual. Then while done to, so that is this input here, because obviously the first one was done, this one's done to, doesn't equal 0. If done to, and then obviously modulus function again. That's fun. And then that runs through it over and over again until it gets done to 0, but obviously the minus equals 0, and then it would just output the quarter. Beautiful. And that is literally it. That's all you need for a change return program. I feel like there are better ways to do it using functions and other things, but I'd rather not.